Christmas dinner felt like a staged photograph until my mother leaned across the table and sliced the quiet in two. "You're a freeloader," she said. "You can't stay past the November bills." Forks froze. Gravy skinned over. My brother hid a smirk in his glass, and my sister pretended to scroll. I kept breathing like nothing had changed, though my pulse slapped at my throat. I had been the one who stocked the pantry with my paycheck, who spent Saturdays on my back under the wheezing dryer, who tucked my sister's children into bed while she went out just for an hour. Disposable, apparently. I set my fork down and let the moment pass without a word. When the dishes were stacked and the laughter moved to someone else's joke, I packed. Shirts, books, the plant that only lived because I remembered to water it, into boxes. Alongside them, another list. Power, water, internet, the family credit card, the streaming services, every draft that still trusted my name. By 2 a.m., each one blinked from active to closed or remove user. With every click, I felt the floor settle under my feet. At sunrise in my new apartment, bare walls, borrowed mug, real relief, I poured coffee. Missed calls avalanched across my screen. Then came the pounding. When I opened the door, my mother stood there, face flushed, fury sharpening her features. "What did you do, Naya?" Lights out, water gone. "You think this is funny?" I sipped, finally tasting the coffee. "No, Mara," I said softly. "It's just fair." Her fists hit the wood again. Neighbors peered through their blinds. I let the hallway hold her anger and did not flinch. She raged until her voice rasped, throwing the word family like a brick. I set my mug down, opened the door a fraction, and let her see the steadiness on my face. "Family doesn't call their daughter a freeloader in front of a table of witnesses," I said. "Family doesn't evict her on a holiday." Her eyes flickered, hurt, then heat. "I didn't mean it like that." "You've meant it for years." I kept my tone level. "You wanted me gone, so I left. The bills left with me." Across the hall, Mr. Patel hovered with his mail. Shame found her. I watched it bloom. "Turn them back on," she hissed. "The kids are cold. Dion can't work without internet. Lila's drowning." "Then pay a bill with your own name on it," I said, and closed the door on the last echo of her fists. By Wednesday, fallout rang from every direction. Aunt Soraya texted, "What happened? Your mom says the power's cut." Cousins chimed in with half versions. I remembered the clink of glasses at Christmas, the smirk, the scrolling. Voicemails from Mara slid from command to plea to threat. Finally, "We've spoken to a lawyer. You can't just walk away from your obligations." I booked a consult with Jenkins, the attorney who'd coached me through the removals. She listened, then breathed a small, amused sound. "You had no legal duty, Naya. If they sue, they expose themselves." Relief loosened my spine. That night, I sent one email to Mara and my father, attaching confirmations. Utilities, internet, the card. Each stamped, updated account holder. Not Naya. Subject, not my burden anymore. Their calls lit the dark, unanswered. I slept. Morning brought something new, quiet that felt like a future. The week stretched, and the story told itself without me. Mara showed up at my grandmother's stoop asking for help. Dad's friends stopped returning his calls. Dayon borrowed a hotspot from a coworker. Lila texted that the kids were sleeping in coats. The messages tried on every costume, blame, pity, bargaining, until they wore through. I didn't gloat, I worked. Without late-night babysitting or surprise emergencies, I stayed late at the clinic, wrote proposals, said yes to the stretch cases. The director noticed. By February, my badge read Senior Coordinator, and my paycheck was mine, finally. One evening, a letter waited under my door, Mara's cursive tilted like a boat taking on water. "We're sorry. We didn't know how much you carried. Please help." I read it twice, waiting for that old undertow of guilt. It didn't come. Boundaries can sound like cruelty to people who feasted on your yes, I thought. But they were just fences around a garden finally growing. I wrote back in my head, not on paper. "I won't fund you. I will meet you for coffee if you want to talk like adults. I will show you how to set up a budget, how to get the accounts in your names. Respect is the price of admission. I didn't send anything. Instead, I kept living. I paid my own bills, cooked for friends, learned the names of my neighbors. On a bright Sunday, I walked past the old house. The lawn had gone wild. For a second, ache pricked, history brushing my sleeve, then the breeze lifted it away. They called me a freeloader. The truth is simpler. I was the provider, and then I stopped. I chose peace, and peace chose me back.